ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome was accorded by my colleague in SICA, Chakravarthy. I add my voice to his and welcome all of you to this annual festival. Inaugurating the festival through the governor has been SICA's rich convention and practice. It's often said that it takes two people to make a tango. It is our pride that the governor accommodates our request and sets the tone for the art festival every year. Despite calls on his time for discharging his responsibilities as governor, he finds time to make it convenient to grace our festival. We are indeed privileged, Your Excellency. Heartfelt thanks. Our special welcome to Lady Governor Madam. At this juncture, we are aware that Governor's birthday fell last week. On behalf of SICA, on your behalf and my own, we wish the Governor many happy returns of the day. Not only many happy returns of the day of his birthday, but we also wish him many happy returns of his governorship. You may all recall that we had dedicated the last annual festival to commemorate the memory of M.S. Subbulakshmi. Her birthday commenced in 2015 and runs through this year 2016. By way of rededication to her memory, we projected a short documentary on MS a little while ago. I chanced to land on this documentary a few days ago, and I thought I should share this with you, Rasikas and friends. At the last annual festival, I had spoken about MS Subbulakshmi, peppering my speech with a few anecdotes in her musical life. I will therefore, with your permission, skip narrating and repeating those anecdotes. However, if some of you were not present on that occasion and are interested in knowing those anecdotes, please feel free to provide your email ID. We will forward the material to you. Having said this, I would like to share with you something about MS Subbulakshmi, which has perhaps not been written about in the numerous articles on MS in newspapers, journals, and the media. There's something which I'll share with you, and that will be my main point before I conclude, and I'll be brief. Many among you who have read R.K. Narayan will remember his short story, Selvi. R.K. Narayan, as you know, is the Indian author, one of the best Indian authors who wrote novels, and in English is an Indian. R.K. Narayan's heroine, Selvi means Kumari, young girl, and so on. They also Selvi, Chiranjeevi kind of thing. R.K. Narayan's heroine, Selvi, was a fictional vignette and was, in my view, none other than M.S. Subbulakshmi. R.K. Narayan was a friend of M.S., family friend of M.S. Their pet names are similar. R.K. Narayan was Kunjappa, little fellow, and M.S. Subbulakshmi was Kunjamma, little girl. But never having read Kunjappa's works, Kunjamma, that is MS, did not know that he had described her with admiration as his protagonist, Selvi. Selvi, in Narayan's characterization, was an uncomplaining girl, seemingly wrapped in some secret melody or thoughts of her own. Selvi is a talented singer in Narayan's novel. She marries a Gandhian freedom fighter called Mohan. It is Mohan who discovers Selvi and grooms her into a celebrity singer. Under Mohan's management, Selvi achieves fame and success. R.K. Narayan eulogizes Selvi not just her music but her stage presence too. This is what he says. When Selvi came on stage, she looked radiant. She had become a national figure. The public named her a goddess of melody. When she appeared on the dais, the audience was thrilled as it vouchsafed a vision. Her appeal was alike to the common, unsophisticated listener of music like me, as to pundits, theorists, musicologists, and what have you. And those who didn't care for any sort of music liked to be seen in her concerts for prestige's sake. If one were to trace the life of M.S. Subbulakshmi, a parallel with Selvi will be manifest. One cannot deny the importance of her husband Sadashivam in her life, as you saw in the documentary. Her husband Sadashivam played a big role in shaping her future. Sadashivam was Selvi's husband, an ardent nationalist and freedom fighter. Mohan was also a Gandhian freedom fighter. Sadashivam also was a Gandhian freedom fighter. He closely interacted with MS and soon established himself as a manager for daily concerts and schedules. Much of the credit for the rise of Subbulakshmi should go to Sadashivam, whose guidance, encouragement, and helping hand enabled Subbulakshmi to reach the pinnacle of glory. I must hasten to add that MS Subbulakshmi would have still undoubtedly been a lodestar in the music constellation on the strength of her own ability, with or without Sadashivam, on her own ability and her own right. But to the credit of Sadashivam, it merits mention that he selflessly and self-effacingly stood firmly behind her over the years, and his partnership and encouragement embellished her music and enhanced her speed to stardom. Subbulakshmi never went against the word of Sadashivam. He too ensured that she was revered by everyone in public. She continued to remain innocently unaware of her phenomenal success and celebrity status. She was so successful a celebrity, she did not even realize it. Selvi too, like in the Narayan's novel, Selvi too did not care for material comfort and wealth. She cared for freedom in her thought and action. So did MS. MS believed in freedom to sing Carnatic music with innovations she coined. Her simple faith and inborn compassion made her donate most of her earnings to worthy causes. Yes, what a striking parallel between Selvi and MS. But the parallel stops here. The further story of Narayan on Selvi has no bearing on the rest of Subbulakshmi's life. Narayan himself never explicitly said that Selvi was patterned after and likened to MS Subbulakshmi. The fact that Selvi was caricatured by Narayan, likening her to MS, was mentioned by whom you saw in the documentary, Gauri Ram Narayan, who is a grand niece of MS. She herself, in a lecture demonstration at the Music Academy last December, said Selvi was MS and MS was Selvi. This year, as the centenary is being celebrated with much fanfare, one cannot but remember how her music expressed the values she held dear when she sang of Ram, Allah, Christ, or Buddha. She was always MS to her listeners with clarity, unwavering strength of voice, and perfect pronunciation. She was the first female musician to be conferred the title of Sangeeta Kalanidhi by the Music Academy, and the first musician to be honored with the title of Bharat Ratna. She brought the East and West together through her music and philanthropy. One award she richly deserved, Your Excellency, one award she richly deserved but did not get was the Nobel Prize for Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, with this story of Selvi and documentary we projected, SICA bows to MS with respect. We are amidst us, thank you. We are amidst us two brilliant sisters known as Priya Sisters. They have performed on our SICA platform on a number of occasions. They have enthralled us always, as they will today also. SICA welcomes sisters. 4 days after this evening, we will be honoring T.M. Krishna with the Honorable Governor conferring a title award on him. That will be on 17th November, when we will briefly unfold for you what Krishna stands for. That's a little interesting, what Krishna stands for. I will deal with it on the 17th very briefly. Please stay tuned and enjoy the title conferment function on 17th. We'll ensure that the function will be short, but do turn in on the occasion. We're extremely delighted that you have turned up to almost fill this auditorium and hope you will on all the 7 days of this festival. May I wish you all a pleasurable week of music and dance. Our warm affectionate welcome and regards to you. Thank you.